Have you ever wondered how to find hope and purpose again after losing a lifelong partner? Meet Margaret Anderson, a 75-year-old retired teacher from Boston. Just a year ago, her world seemed to crumble when David, her husband of 47 years, passed away unexpectedly. Fast forward to today, Margaret leads an active seniors walking group and inspires others navigating grief through her work at a local community center. Her transformation wasn't easy, but it offers powerful lessons for anyone facing similar challenges. In this video, we'll share 3 strategies inspired by Margaret's story, along with expert insights to help you rediscover joy and meaning after loss. Before we dive in, let us know which city you're watching from. Drop it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more senior-focused advice. If you're on a similar journey, you're not alone. Let's explore how Margaret found her way forward, and how you can too. 1. The power of professional support. Life after losing a spouse can feel like stepping into an unfamiliar world. As we age, rebuilding after such a profound loss might seem impossible, but Margaret Anderson's story shows otherwise. Margaret wasn't always the confident, thriving woman you met earlier. After her husband David passed away, she withdrew from her usual activities. She stopped attending her knitting group, ignored calls from friends, and even skipped church services she once loved. "I just didn't see the point," she later admitted. Her children worried but didn't know how to help. When they gently suggested she see a grief counselor, Margaret balked. "Therapy? That's not for me," she thought. "I'm not broken." Weeks turned into months, and the silence at home felt heavier. Margaret realized something had to change. Feeling hesitant, she finally agreed to meet a grief counselor, thinking, "What do I have to lose?" That first session wasn't magical. She didn't walk out suddenly healed, but it planted a seed. Slowly, with her counselor's guidance, she began opening up about her pain. They explored not only her grief, but also her fears about being alone and her guilt for finding moments of happiness. After a few months, Margaret felt lighter. She discovered coping strategies like journaling about her feelings and setting small, achievable goals each week. One of those goals led her to join a seniors walking group where she made new friends. "Therapy didn't bring David back," she says, "but it gave me back my life." Margaret's experience isn't unique. Tom, a 73-year-old retired firefighter, found his path to healing through group therapy. Unlike Margaret, Tom felt awkward talking one-on-one with a counselor, but found comfort in a room of people who understood his pain. "When I heard someone describe exactly how I felt," he shared, "I didn't feel so alone anymore." Grief counselors often say that no 2 journeys are alike, but seeking help is always a powerful step. According to Dr. Emily Harris, a licensed grief therapist specializing in senior care, grief unfolds in stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and eventually acceptance. These stages aren't a checklist, she explains. They're more like waves. Some are gentle, others knock you over. Support helps you navigate them. Studies confirm that seniors who seek professional support, whether through one-on-one therapy or groups, often experience reduced feelings of isolation, improved mental health, and even better physical health. Medicare and many insurance plans cover counseling, making it accessible to most seniors. Local community centers and senior organizations often offer free or low-cost group therapy sessions as well. Grief is natural, but depression is something different. If you notice persistent feelings of hopelessness, loss of appetite, trouble sleeping, or thoughts of self-harm, it's important to seek immediate help. Physical health can also take a hit during grief. Seniors often neglect regular meals, exercise, and even medication routines while grieving. Taking care of yourself physically is just as important as addressing emotional pain, Dr. Harris emphasizes. If you're unsure whether professional support is for you, start by asking yourself a few simple questions. Are you finding it difficult to enjoy things you once loved? Do you feel stuck or unable to move forward? Are you isolating yourself from family or friends? If the answer is yes to any of these, it might be time to reach out. Finding a counselor can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Begin by asking your doctor or local senior center for recommendations. Many online directories like Psychology Today or Medicare's website allow you to search for therapists who specialize in grief. When you attend your first session, remember that it's okay to feel nervous. Take it one step at a time. Support groups can be an excellent alternative or complement to counseling. These groups offer a safe space to share your experiences and learn from others who understand what you're going through. Margaret still attends her local widows group, saying, "We laugh, cry, and support each other. It's like a family." Have you ever considered professional support? What held you back? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else to take that first step. Remember, reaching out for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. Just as Margaret and Tom found their way through the darkness, you too can discover a path toward healing and hope. 2. Finding your independence. After finding support for her grief, Margaret faced another challenge that many seniors know all too well: maintaining her independence. Losing her husband had shifted the dynamics in her family. Her adult children, though well-meaning, became overprotective. Suddenly, every decision she made seemed to spark concern. "Are you sure you should be driving, Mom?" Or, "Maybe you should sell the house and move in with us." At first, Margaret didn't want to upset her kids. She nodded along and avoided confrontation. But deep down, she felt smothered. She cherished her freedom and the home where she and David had shared decades of memories. "I knew they meant well," she says, "but it felt like they were treating me as if I couldn't think for myself." The breaking point came when her daughter insisted on taking over Margaret's finances. It wasn't an easy conversation, but Margaret realized she needed to set boundaries. Sitting down with her children, she calmly explained her feelings. "I appreciate how much you care, but I need space to make my own decisions. I'll let you know if I need help." This conversation wasn't just about asserting her independence. It was about finding a balance where she could stay in control of her life while still accepting help when truly necessary. Margaret's story mirrors that of Sarah, a 78-year-old widow who faced similar struggles. When Sarah's daughter suggested she sell her home and move into a small apartment near her, Sarah initially agreed out of guilt. But after a few weeks, she realized how much she missed her garden and the familiar comforts of her own space. After talking openly with her daughter, they came up with a compromise. Sarah would stay in her home, but hire a weekly housekeeper to lighten the workload. "It was the best decision I've made," Sarah shares. "I get to enjoy my independence, and my daughter feels reassured that I'm not overexerting myself." Family therapists often emphasize the importance of healthy boundaries, especially for seniors navigating relationships with well-meaning loved ones. Dr. Elaine Carter, a specialist in senior family dynamics, explains, "Setting boundaries doesn't mean rejecting help. It means creating a structure where everyone's needs are respected." She also highlights that maintaining independence is vital for emotional well-being. It reinforces confidence, dignity, and a sense of purpose, she says. Research supports this perspective. Studies have shown that seniors who maintain autonomy are less likely to experience depression and more likely to remain physically active. It's not just about saying, "I can do it myself." Independence empowers older adults to stay engaged with life. Of course, staying independent doesn't mean ignoring safety. Margaret worked with her children to ensure her home was as safe as possible. They installed grab bars in the bathroom, added better lighting to her hallways, and replaced loose rugs with non-slip mats. Margaret also created an emergency plan, including a medical alert system she could use to call for help if needed. These changes made me feel safe without taking away my sense of control, she explains. Emergency planning was another priority. Margaret's children helped her create a list of emergency contacts and gather important documents in one easy-to-access folder. I didn't want to think about worst-case scenarios, Margaret admits, but it gave us all peace of mind knowing I was prepared. Practical tools also helped Margaret maintain her independence. She started using a daily checklist to stay organized, reminding herself to take medications, drink enough water, and enjoy a short walk each afternoon. This small habit gave her day structure and ensured her kids didn't feel the need to constantly check in. For those struggling to navigate similar situations, clear communication is key. If your family's concern feels overwhelming, start by calmly expressing your feelings. Margaret's approach was simple yet effective. I love that you care, but I want to feel capable too. There are even templates available online that can help you frame these conversations in a respectful but firm way. Margaret also took steps to build her support network beyond her family. She joined a local book club, reconnected with old friends, and even started volunteering at the community center. These connections not only provided companionship, but also gave her an added layer of support in case she ever needed help. Maintaining independence is about balance, finding ways to stay self-reliant while acknowledging when assistance is necessary. For many seniors, that balance is the key to living a fulfilling life. Margaret's journey from feeling smothered to confidently standing her ground shows that independence doesn't mean going it alone. It means crafting a life where you're in the driver's seat, supported but not overshadowed. How do you maintain your independence while accepting help? Share your strategies below. Your story could inspire others to find their own balance between freedom and support. 3. Moving forward with new connections. After re-establishing her independence, Margaret realized something was still missing. Her days, while productive, often felt a bit lonely. She missed the easy companionship she and David shared, a quiet cup of tea in the morning, or a shared chuckle over the day's news. I had my routines, she says, but what I didn't have was someone to share them with. Taking a deep breath, Margaret decided it was time to step out of her comfort zone. She started small, signing up for a community gardening club. At first, I felt nervous, she admits. I hadn't made new friends in years. But as she spent mornings tending to tomatoes and chatting with her fellow gardeners, Margaret began to feel a spark of joy she hadn't experienced in months. Her newfound confidence led her to join a local seniors walking group, where she met others who shared her love of staying active. Through those walks, Margaret formed friendships that added warmth and laughter to her life. She also began volunteering at the community center, helping organize events for widows and widowers. It wasn't just about staying busy, she says. It was about finding purpose and connection again. Margaret's experience highlights the transformative power of community. For Bob, a 77-year-old former math teacher, his journey was different but equally rewarding. After losing his wife, Bob struggled with how to fill his days. One afternoon, while playing chess at the park, he struck up a conversation with a younger man who was struggling to learn the game. That encounter sparked an idea. Bob began offering free chess lessons at the local library. I didn't think it would be a big deal, he says, but it gave me something to look forward to. Through teaching chess, Bob not only rediscovered his sense of purpose, but also built connections with people of all ages. It's funny, he reflects. I thought I'd just be helping others, but it ended up helping me even more. Social workers who specialize in senior care often emphasize the importance of relationships in maintaining emotional and physical health. Research consistently shows that seniors who engage in regular social activities have lower rates of depression, better cognitive function, and even stronger immune systems. Connection is as vital as good nutrition or exercise, says Karen Ellis, a geriatric social worker. Community involvement, in particular, offers unique benefits. Joining groups, volunteering, or even just attending local events can provide a sense of belonging and purpose. It also keeps the mind sharp and the spirit lifted. There's something powerful about being part of something bigger than yourself, Karen notes. While building connections can be incredibly rewarding, it's also important to consider safety. For seniors trying new activities, starting small and prioritizing comfort is key. Margaret, for instance, always informed her daughter when trying something new, like attending a community event or meeting a friend for coffee. This gave her peace of mind and kept her family in the loop. Online safety is another consideration, especially for those exploring digital connections. While the internet can be a great way to find groups and meet people, it's important to use caution. Social workers recommend sticking to reputable platforms and avoiding sharing personal information with strangers. Margaret's daughter helped her set up secure profiles for a few online gardening forums, ensuring she could connect safely with others who shared her interests. For anyone looking to take those first steps toward building new connections, there are plenty of simple ways to start. Many community centers and libraries offer classes or activity groups designed specifically for seniors. Whether it's yoga, book clubs, or art classes, these programs are an excellent way to meet like-minded people. Margaret's favorite recommendation for new widows is to join a walking group. It's easy, it's healthy, and the conversations flow naturally. Friendship-building activities don't have to be elaborate. Even simple gestures like inviting a neighbor for tea or attending a local farmer's market can lead to meaningful interactions. For those less comfortable meeting people in person, virtual groups can offer similar benefits. Margaret met one of her now close friends through an online quilting forum, a connection that turned into weekly video calls and even an in-person meetup. To help keep social activities organized, Margaret started using a weekly planner. "I'd write down one thing each day," she says. "It gave me something to look forward to and helped me stick to my goals." From her gardening club meetings to movie nights with her walking group, these small plans brought a sense of excitement and structure to her days. What about you? Are there activities you've always wanted to try but haven't yet? Perhaps it's a dance class, a poetry reading, or simply walking your neighborhood park with others. Share your ideas in the comments below. Your next step toward connection could be waiting for you there. Moving forward doesn't mean forgetting the past. For Margaret, it meant building a new chapter that honored her memories while embracing new joys. Through friendships, community, and purpose, she found a way to not only heal, but thrive. And you can too. Margaret's journey from grief to a vibrant, purpose-filled life shows that healing is possible at any age. By seeking professional support, reclaiming her independence, and building meaningful connections, she discovered how to thrive after loss. These 3 secrets offer a roadmap for anyone navigating similar challenges. Now it's your turn. What resonated most with you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more practical advice to help you live fully. In our next video, we'll explore the best habits for staying active and energized in your golden years. See you soon. Which of these 3 secrets resonated most with you? Share your story below.